Oh, I think we've got a really exciting time here. I mean, I don't know about you, PyCap, but for the reason that the cost highlight, I'm pretty buzzed for this Boom Duke. Like last time we saw this guy, I think the cost on it was BKB, drums, and one other big item by before 20 minutes. He completely dominated the game from the mid game.
Yeah, I can't remember the matchup, but it was...
was it in Boca?
I think it was a matchup that was not... I think it was a, like... Yeah, it was Puck, right? Against it was against OG, right? The top 10 Puck. I mean, he had sort of an off game, but I do think that this might be an even better matchup. Mirana can, you can do some right clicking, but once you get this chainmail on Doom with all the degen, you're gonna be able to sustain a lot. You should pretty much be able to get kind of heavy creep. I think one thing that Trent was saying was is like the Shadow Demon, the disruption into the spear. If they can kind of make this the safe lane feel uncomfortable for Viking, I think 404 have a good chance. Otherwise, I would probably favor the Viking lineup here. It's a very speedy draft once they get the ball rolling. They got the Doom with the last pick there. He's probably gonna have a very good game in the mid lane. And yeah, I just like it really fits them. I feel like it's very much their style. Yeah, and I think 404 need a lot of things to go right for them.
Yeah, I like that you kind of hit on their style, right? Like they have the components they need to kind of come together and fight as 5 pretty quickly in this game. I mean, the kind of interesting part is that Boom, if he does pop off, great. If he doesn't, it's still a crowd backup plan.
He's dead.
Whoa, they do get him with the final hit.
He the first blood.
First blood.
So kind of quite a bit. He tanked the arrow for Shad there. Otherwise he would have been dead.
Yeah, just putting the combo to work with the spear. Didn't look like I was originally going to get the kill, but Smell quick on the rotation. I mean, anything you can get, right? Because, I mean, this man is playing with ping is the thing that's been highlighted, which is what makes his previous performances on Mirana recently even more impressive.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit crazy to pick him, 0 on ping, but maybe he just needs a challenge, to play it.
Yeah, he can't pick Pugner every game like the panels highlight he likes to do, where he just decreps, gets his creeps. What do you reckon is the hardest hero in Dota to play with ping?
The hardest hero in Dota to play with ping? I guess like Tinker sounds pretty awful to play with ping. Tinker Meepo, maybe Invoker Anti-Mage. Like any hero that requires you to be on your tippy toes.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Meepo and Boca I'd agree with. I think maybe Tinker you can kind of get away with some stuff just by kind of like queuing your commands, right? Which is what like top Tinkers do tend to do.
Yeah, at the same time, you really have to be on your all of the time to be able to getting out of situations. It could be rough.
It's been a hero that's gonna get 4 or 4 out of sticky situations. Actually set up a lot. Oh,
mid lane. Damage to Boom.
I mean, I'm impressed already. He's like keeping up CS in the other levels. Usually that's where Mirana suffers a bit because, your damage isn't the highest. And already just pressuring Boom before he gets that vital level 2 devour with the regen.
He's right clicking. I mean, Duke does have quite low armor, even though he has the string of protection. Unless he's very close to the tower, he's still quite low in the armor department. So, very good start.
Speaking of lack of armor, Celery.
Oh, Zayak though.
Zayats gets saved. No one saves the day, and Celery needs to be careful himself now. If he gets hit by the rebuke, he's now going to feed over a kill. Get the touch. He's going to throw out the magic missile, but it's not enough. He'll get him after the fact. Or will he?
No, he's not going to get him. He's got the boots.
I think he got in range of the tower as well, so he got the extra armor and regen. Alright, that's a sad vengeful spirit. Well, the thing I want to say is that like this is a very good Shadow Demon game though, right? Like him getting off to a good start bodes well because not only is it set up for the spear that was mentioned, it's set up for the arrow. It's, you know, it can kind of waylay the chase when they doom a target. And also, if you get the Vengeful Spirit loot, like if you actually disrupt her, right, you get the Venture of your whole team.
No, for sure. The Shadow Demon has a lot of value this game. And if we ever get to that fabled state of the late game bags, it would obviously
Welcome to the abyssal
against
pain.
Tide and Drow and, you know, the others.
The Tide. Pick it off solo like that. I'm a bit surprised they're able to strike so soon. I guess the Spirit does open up those opportunities, but especially when a Tide has this kind of build, you don't really expect kills to necessarily happen on the lane.
Structures are fortified.
No, it's a little bit unexpected, but it's. I mean, also it's quite unexpected, I would say, with the fact that he doesn't have Gush.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 2 points in the Kraken shell suggest, if anything.
Yeah, no Orb of Venom either. Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of surprising. I don't know. Yeah, though he keeps on dominating this mid quite heavily. Of course, it's a Doom, so the net worth is still gonna be pay-ish, but I mean, he's up a good 500. Of course, he did get the gold from the first blood, so plus over 200-300 gold difference.
Yeah, but the big thing to highlight here, right, is if there's any position that Mirana has the potential to dominate a game from, it's going to be that 2 roll. That's where you get that extra XP injection, where you actually become kind of a formidable right clicker in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the position that you want. You want him in this mid lane that's like not even necessarily that favorable. It's just he plays it. I mean, he gets the first blood and then he does. You know, he gets a little and he takes a lot. That's really where you want him to.
Taking along this bot lane as well, once again picking on the Venge. Aramis rotated down here. They're not really able to pressure no one. So far, I think there's been one opportunity, but he just TPs away. Because as soon as they use the stun, like, what do you do? Yeah,
I mean, you can see also no one doing something similar to, well, maybe at least what the Doom should have done. He did go for boots instead of the chainmail, but one has had this... got the chainmail, he's got the ring of protection, 1 point of bulwark, and yeah, I mean, these two heroes, they don't really deal damage to him. If he's just tanking it up with the bulwark, then pretty much not killable.
No, and the other thing is you can't easily get Zaya.
Toby up top though, he is very killable. They'll put some nail here, most likely.
He's got the Mullet Mask. You can heal up a little bit, but maybe not going to be enough. He actually needs one more Anchor Smash to try and survive this, and he knows it. Gets in the creep wave. Gonna waste more of their time, but death is an inevitability. He will finally go down.
It is only natural that the moon should rule that.
I love the thinking there. He's like, well, I mean, as long as he doesn't bash, if I just Anchor Smash here, I'm probably never getting away from this anyway.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, we find Saya here.
He did get the courier.
Save this, yeah.
That's not for nothing. And it did secure the room because Sumail was able to grab one. So
the so-called melee hero Doom with 600 attack range. A classic.
So I always like to refer to as being a Call of Duty player, the Commando Pro from Modern Warfare 2. Let you stab someone from a mile off. We've seen plenty of that. They fixed a lot of those, right? I think Ursa used to be the biggest culprit for allow me to slap you at million range.
Yeah, I mean, Doom has always been sort of that weird state where, I don't know, sometimes you just get away with these swings where, like, that guy, he's like 600, 700 range. Yeah, anyway.
I mean, it makes more sense with Doom than Ursa, right? Like, you got this giant sword versus these claws.
Yeah, fair enough. Pretty big.
You watch one time, like in the future when Doom is not relevant, they'll buff him by giving him Monkey King. All will be well in the world again. Okay, probably won't be well, it'll probably be broken, but...
It's nice to see some Monkey King core again. That hero, I feel like that hero is always fun to watch. It's just... the way the hero plays, I think it's just, you know...
Radiant are scanning.
It's a smart, like, it's a nice hero. It's the concept of the hero is good, I think. It makes for interesting.
When it succeeds, it looks broken, right? But it's like the fine line you have to walk is what makes it like reasonable.
Yeah, but it's just, I also think it's just fun. Here.
Yep, sets up the arrow.
The arrow, this frost armor is doing a lot of work.
Not
though,
enough.
Not quite enough.
Sun will bleach your bones.
And it forces rotation, so it doesn't feel that bad using the chrono. Good job by Ramses getting rid of the creep so Sumail could follow through.
Yeah, and it also it's like a nice build here by Ramses. He's got the max dash, he's got the Mask of Madness with the Glove of Haste, so just going for that optimal amount of
Dire's top
farming and
tower
damage.
is under attack.
They get him.
Oh, they actually...
Whoa.
Wow.
Dove pretty deep for that one.
Yeah, I saw them poking around. I thought Shad might just try and guard near the tower, but he tried to escape. Gets punished for it. I mean, this is the thing we highlight, right? The one that needs to be doing well is Shad, and right now, you look at CS and look at his net worth. He's having the roughest time of them all.
This right now, like the way 404 are playing right now, I would say, it actually reminds me quite a bit of the VP of old. Just like running them over in the early lane stage. Of course, it's not that uneven. It's only up like 1k, but if you look at the XP right now,
Dire's top tower
the cores
is
at
under
least
attack.
are 404 or 4%. They do find a kill though on Ramses with Ravage there.
Is under attack.
Yep. And we'll secure the tower up here. So if I can prove that they can fight back, understanding that, you know, the thing is, your Drow is having a hard time, but the way you kind of fix that in this game is you don't say, yo, Shad, go chill in the triangle for 20 minutes. You actually need to find a way to activate
is
it.
under attack.
Yeah, and I really like what Toby's doing here. He's not really afraid to scale. Like, he's just going for this, like, the Morbid Mask, just... When he's going for this build, it's gonna allow him to keep scaling. He's gonna go for face boots with the Squint to Blast and thing. He might very well win Shuttle here, but...
Is under attack.
One way to look at it. This time, Morbid Mask will not save him. The damage is going to be too high.
Yeah, maybe not the kind of ideal rotation there. You don't have Ravage anymore. He thought he was tankier than that.
He thought he could just park the tower, right? Like, oh, they're going to try for the reflected play and take the tier 1 bot. Maybe I can just guard it for a while. Ambitious though.
Yeah, he gives up the top lane to Shad so he can find some recovery. You know, he did have this pretty rough lane. And this is nice for Shad at least. He's going to have some sort of comeback here. He got a 6. He's going to farm a bit of jungle. You know, you really want to get the draw rolling so that you can use this lineup to
Dire's top tower
want to get your 6 on Earth, your 6 on Venge, kind of group up, go for these objectives early on.
Exactly, because against this type of lineup, if you wait too long, they start to get the mobility online, right? Where Mars is heading for the blink, the Void can easily reach you with time walks, getting this leaps, the artillery bombardment from Snapfire. Like, I think if you're Viking, you do not feel comfortable with the idea of this game going on.
Hard to say, honestly. It's like you do scale quite low with a lot of your heroes. I mean, you do have this Doom. It's gonna be hard playing as Void and Mirana, I think, in late game. But I don't know. There are ways to play this late game, even for of course, you want to use your lineup when it's strong, and it's gonna be strong early. So ideally, you pressure, you know, push your advantage early on, and maybe you come into the late game with a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, that's more the thought, right? Like, the way it's currently going, you're going to arrive in the late game not in control. As Mars controls the bomb, forces out the Doom. Boom has been purged up. The kid's going to follow through. Ravage tries to save the day. Does couple the Snapfire, and Toby stands his ground. They turn around. Zayats checks himself the disruption. Solo throw the cookie, though. A little bit of miscommunication means they can't turn around and punish Toby.
Yeah, this is it's pretty awkward, right? In this scenario, ideally, I think that Venge might have taken the tome there, because Venge was quite low level, and now he's 6 before the Earthquake, you know. Ideally, I feel like you really want to get that tome. I'm not sure if they did 100%, but by the looks of things, it seems though as if Venge got the tome, because in that scenario, you know, you have an Earthquake up there, he goes in, I think that's 3 dead heroes. But Earthbird just being level 5 and Drow not being present for that fight means they don't get anything, and they waste both their big cooldown.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though Viking, like, they have to use the Doom and the Ravage, the thing is immediately after the fact, right, when you're talking about all ultimates down, you've still got this draw at this stage. So that is kind of my fault with this kind of as you scale. Like, you should be ahead with this draft heading into the mid-game and slightly beyond, right? Whereas 404, if they're kind of controlling you at this point, it does get a little bit scary because the Drow maybe becomes the target.
Yeah, for sure. Ideally, you want to get to some sort of items and some sort of control before this Mars Blink Dagger, that's gonna be the time when your draw starts being a little bit vulnerable. At the same time, if you manage to get to like a mech on the tide, your bench gets a couple levels, you know, Earth Spirit can tank up a little bit. You're gonna still be pretty happy. You're gonna have saves for the draw range, you're gonna have these big meaty bruisers in front of the draw, and the bench to swap you out in case anything bad happens. They're gonna find the Aramis down here.
Yep. Give me the arena.
Yeah, we see Boom, he's just rushing his BKB once again. Sumail over this death so here, he's got the Blightstone, might just be for value, but could also just be the
playing extreme glass cannon there though. I mean, you have got the save, right? So if you go in and you get gusted, you've always got the disruption, you've got cookies, they can help you out.
Yeah, he does have the Dragon Lance for some added HP. Go for the HP talent if you want. Yeah, I mean, also, they've got the Mars, right? So they also have, like, there's pretty strong team fight on both sides. A lot of it's going to come down to initiation. It's a little bit difficult for 404 because they need to jump and find the bench and potentially the Doom and or Tide. So there are a lot of targets for Ren to try to find in these fights. But that's why it's nice to have this double initiation from both the Mars and the Void. So you can have sort of the one guy jumps in, Mars ideally, and then follow up on the heroes that are trying to kind of help out whoever's getting on with the Chronosphere.
That's a cheaper initiation, as he won't have it for this attempt. But Cookie Spit used at the same time, Arrow is going to be there nonetheless. Boom needs to be swapped out. Celery gets poached off, the kisses come out, they make it easier, but no, nice stun coming out there. Saves Boom at the last fraction of the second as the kiss was about to come out, and Zayat's going to be turned around on. They will keep the Doom alive and they will find something for it.
I don't know if he actually did that far out there. Did.
Yeah,
I think
I'm pretty sure he
Titan was already the Doom was already dead, I think.
Yeah, I think like Celery swapped in and then was about to run over and stun him, so maybe Solo was like, well, this is done. I need to respond.
Yeah, I mean, it really looked like he was dead. He survived with like 20 HP. I think that the poison, the last one, just, I think, was surviving with very low HP. So a very kind of, fortuitous or just a very nice play there by us. A little bit of both, perhaps.
But they're going to go again. Because now they have the arena again. That was the thing. They did not have the arena that time around. They might go for a bigger target here. So they're moving in towards Drow's home. In the triangle. Shad walking up for the bounty. Might work against them. They'll move in. Gusty's going to come out in time. No one will hesitate. They realize Celery is nearby when the wave of terror comes through. Now Zayat's going to be turned around on. Arena is going to go down. Hits Doom to the wall. And their arrow is going to follow through, which will connect with his face. But they've lost Zayat. Viking, I mean, they're feeling confident right now. Like, if 404 slip up like that again, you know, you're getting close to that stage where this Drow lineup could just walk into that pit.
Yeah, this is for sure just favoring Viking. This is why Drow is such a nice hero. They run up with this smoke, the hill, then there's just one Drow standing there, he presses Gust. But all of a sudden, well, no more gank attempts. They do run into the Doom, who now has finished his PK. So, Solo snap, he cookies him kind of away from this arena, so no real attempt there being made.
No, now you can see Viking want to make an attempt in the mid lane. Roll in is good. No one's been found. Just shy of having his Blink Dagger as well, so that's going to cripple his timing. They're still good about it. Lingering around. Yep. They go straight in. They go, okay, with the Mars being dead, the arena being on cooldown. I mean, what are we get?
Yeah, nothing I would see. They do have also the ice armor. Definitely gonna help you quite a bit. Put it on the Tidehunter. You got the blast. This is a little bit slow though. And he's
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It will zone them away for the moment, but I mean, Tide, it barely tickled him. They couldn't try and follow up at all. It buys time for Mars to be back up. Viking might now try and find a pick before going back into that pit, but you can guarantee they're gonna hang around this area still.
Yeah, but now though they do have the BKB on. They got the BKB mask. He manages to chrono this Doom or Venge, or you know, just if he gets the chrono off, a decent just chrono, I think. Yeah, very nice fight for 404 here.
It has crippled that damage a little bit though, not having the kisses available. But yeah, you definitely have the means to kind of bring down an individual target, right? With the follow-up stuns that they have from the Mirana and the Mars.
Both teams just kind of wasting time here around this Roach Pit. Around here. Yeah, I think for now, I think this actually does favor Viking. They've got the Doom with the Devour going, and it's just an awkward stalemate right now where, you know, both teams are kind of just trying to outmaneuver the other opponents. They can go sneak approach.
Yeah, and you've got this
you know,
Mirana who wants to keep fighting, right? Whereas if you just farm for a long time, like you said, you got that Doom, and it feels like they've got two better scaling cores, at least if the game goes chill like that, right?
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, 4-4, they would like the game quite slow, but I don't think Viking will let that. They're just gonna get this route. There's no more this right now. It's not fire, and there's gonna be too late.
Another moment they show on the other side of the map. It's 2 on bits, and Viking will pick up that egg. It's an important one for them as well, right? This is kind of that critical moment. You can see why 404 was kind of obsessed with trying to stop it, because usually when Drows get their first Aegis, it's where they end up usually taking all the remaining outer towers from.
Yeah, I mean, they might go for 1 or 2 towers with the Aegis, but I think a lot of the time for this Aegis might be used. You know, they might use it to pressure a little bit, but it's also going to be to some extent a farming Aegis. They can try for some pickoffs. Doom has gone for this Plate Knell, maybe going for the Blink now. Gonna go for smoke first.
Radiant's bottom tower
But
is under
yeah, they
attack.
need the draw to get some items here. The Aegis, I think a lot of these fights, it's not going to really be decided that much by just this Aegis, but rather by kind of who gets the initiation. You know, if Drow happens to lose the 4 fight, or you know, like even if she has the Aegis, then she won't really do all that much once.
Yeah, it's that type of Aegis where it's like, this is a safety net if you get
Radiant's
caught looking
top
stupid
tower
while
is
farming,
under
right? Like,
attack.
it's if you're out far and they jump, you will be able to respond.
Yeah, it's also kind of nice to not give it away to 404 solo here. Quite a bit of trouble.
Light pickle.
Shown up.
And that will start the push in this tier 1 tower. Viking might even try and hang around to take both. 404, unlikely to want to fight them directly at the moment.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You see, he's already queuing up this.
Dire's bottom tower
Not the
is
axe.
under attack.
He understands its value. Game
Dire's structures are
very
fortified.
strong if he manages to get to it. It has a lot of value against Tidehunter.
Radiant's
A
top
lot of
tower
value against
is
Raw
under
Ranger.
attack.
We
It's going to
mentioned
be very
before,
difficult to deal with.
Dire's
it really
bottom
is that
tower
type of
is under
game, right, where
attack.
Shadow Demon could very well decide the outcome of these fights almost at any stage in the game.
Yeah, the break and just the purge, just kind of countering these BKB. Working against the ice armor and everything.
Clutch
They're very nice
saves, Soul Catcher as well. It's just like, it does feel like one hell of a good SD game, especially with the components in the draft. Celery? He's able to walk away. I mean, Solar just trying to let them know, you can't come in here, okay? This is a restricted area. But I don't think Viking care much right now.
Illusion.
He's kind of faking out the kisses there a little bit. He's like testing the waters, maybe to figure out if they have vision or something.
He has gone for a different build to what we usually see. You know, usually see like maybe a Glimmer Cape and then the greedy Ags rush even on a pop 5. He decided the Veil is important. And he's throwing out the kisses just to try and protect his tower.
Yeah, not VP, but 404, just doing everything they can to kind of slow things down.
Under attack.
Problem is, this game's a tide, so even though the towers hit harder these days, especially with the ice armor, he's not going to care too much. They'll still lose it.
Yeah.
I guess the kind of issue is they keep using these kisses to kind of deter things, but it makes you wonder when's going to be like their go point. When can they go for that kind of big chrono kisses, follow-up damage, win fight type play?
They might just be waiting for the Aegis to be blamed and then try to fight from there. Yeah, they're waiting for Ramses to just get strong. They want both him and keep scaling. Let the SD keep farming. If Viking are not really threatening anything serious, then kind of fine with the, you know, status semi-quo. Viking are, of course, they're gonna gain a little bit more than you are right now.
Dire's top
But
tower
it's nothing,
is under attack.
you know, it's nothing all that.
Yeah, I guess from 404's perspective, like hemorrhage in these towers
Radiant's
isn't
bottom
that scary
tower is under
because
attack.
the way Viking playstyle kind of shows itself is they move together, right? So you can get away with this
Dire's
split in the
top
map
tower is under
situation
attack.
with your, you know, your Mirana or your
Radiant's
Faceless
bottom
Void,
tower is under
and you're not
attack.
going to get overwhelmingly punished by Viking because
No, it's sort of a, you know, I almost want to say secret-esque way of dealing with this kind
Radiant's
of bundling
bottom
up, right? They're
tower
trying to
is
split the map and try to get as many
Dire's top
resources
tower
as
is
possible.
under
You know, you
attack.
see you've got Science just sitting in
Dire's
lanes, just
top
pushing them
tower
out.
is falling.
Even the cores just moving around, getting jungle, trying to push these lanes, trying to out-farm, out-scale.
Yeah, and the ones that are especially going to benefit from this are going to be the supports, right? Like, we're already seeing a net worth differential in favor of 404. That will probably continue, especially when you consider that Vikings supports are kind of these bodyguarders or these kind of aggressive killer type ones. They don't necessarily split push well.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of are required to stay with their cores to some extent. Potentially their Spirit could be more of a semi-free agent, but he doesn't really have that many heroes to team up with.
Is under attack.
Ooh, they catch him with the Yules. They've sit Mars. Silence will come out. Smash, slow him down. The arena's going to go down. Trying to escape away from it. Crone's going to come out. Ravage at the back line. BKB gets forced out of Ramses in time, though. He has to walk away from the Doom, though, as they've still got the ultimate available. Buyback will come out from the Mars, and as they reset, no one's in a little bit too deep here. Magic Missile's going to come out. What's he doing? Kisses is going to follow through, but no one's already going to be gone. Disruption is saving for the moment, but when he comes out, there is going to be a multi-shot into his face. They'll hunt forward looking for more. The Doom does come out. Looking to get Sumail away, and the Purge did buy enough time that they had disjoined from the fight, but Toby is catching up. We're going to catch them out here, and the Glimmer Cape's going to run out and reveal him, so they'll be able to run him through. One big hit from Shab will end the life of the Mirana.
They just did get reclaimed there, but I'm not sure no one there. Kind of quick buyback, and he followed through with that port. It seemed... I mean, it did seem very dangerous for him to follow through, and it was. And, you know, who knew that putting into all those zeros was... They'd already used the chrono, and there's just not much fight to be had. They used their spells. There's just not much more to done in a scenario. You know, you can just accept that some spells were changed and like traded, and I think you were kind of fine. But forcing this buyback, it feels like you're... I don't know. It feels like 404 are not as confident or comfortable with games as you kind of would expect them to be. Looking at these players.
It almost feels like when they see that Ravage come out, like there's kind of this immediate overreaction, right? It's like, oh no,
yeah.
The Chrono's still running, but who cares? If I don't buy back and go in, we're going to lose the rest of the team, and they're still losing more heroes as solo. Thought it would be safe to run into the jungle that belongs to Shad.
Yeah, just sort of a kind of heavy overcommitment. I thought, you know, everything was kind of fine. They used the Chrono. Ramses speaking. He's totally fine. If he wants to.
Like you say that. Celery is coming, so if he doesn't TP now,
is under attack.
he's going to be in a lot of trouble. And he knows he's coming because the creeps are following him, but Ramses, he's like, nah, they ain't got the means to catch me. They still got the Alpha Wolf, they have no good stuns.
Getting very close to his MP. So it's going to be some quite needed damage boost void here. As you see, this I would say, like, this is kind of the ideal game for Viking to be playing right now. You know, they're up 5k at 25 minutes. They're in a quite comfortable position. They have quite a solid lead.
And they found.
They might find no one here.
Okay, they get the arena out of him and the Moonlight Shadow. They'll accept that as tribute.
Yeah, but this is, say, like, typical position they really enjoy being in. I think the Ags here on this SD is like the X factor of this game.
Getting closer, still a little while off, and you know, Sumail, he's somewhat keeping up, but you can start to feel that he's fallen somewhat behind the rest of the pack, right? Like, he's almost been surpassed by the Tidehunter now.
Yeah, and I mean, you also see no one, right? He's just kind of fallen flat. Tidehunter keeps on scaling, whereas no one with that dieback. He's now pretty much down there with the supports.
Yeah, at this point, he's just a blink and an ultimate, right? Like, that's kind of his role in this game. And ironically, over the years, that's the way Tide usually gets played, but he's got so much auras, so much he's contributing outside of that Ravage in these fights now.
Yeah, he's just a team fight.
Tower is under attack.
Kind of
He's a juicer.
He's sure. Juicer.
He juices everyone up.
He's a chunky boy with a lot of added value, fighting capabilities.
You know, some people wonder how Viking performs so amazingly. I can confirm they are goddamn juicers. I mean, look at them. You've got the auras from the Tide, you've got the aura from the Venge, you've got the aura from the Doom as he's still got the pack leader's aura. And now you're going to see them use those auras. BKB comes out. Ramses is trying to find the Chrono opportunity, but he has to move away. Ramses is going to come out and take away touch damage. The Doom gets through now. They'll bring down two. No one can't even escape out of his own arena. He'll try now to the TP away, but the roll is going to be on point. 3 dead on the side of 404. And the hesitation, you mentioned, same area again. just Vikings so decisive with the way they initiate these fights.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, it's just so strange to see, honestly. I mean, credit goes to Viking.
Dire's bottom
Dogs.
tower is under
They
attack.
get the very nice Ravage off. It's just Ramsey's not kind of BKBing there. The Ravage gets Doom immediately killed off. Side getting caught. Just
Sad death.
yeah, I mean, they're just kind of outplaying them, you know. They're just, I feel like they're making these players look, I don't want to say bad, but you know, in comparison.
I mean, these are TI level players, right? That's the thing. But the way that Viking are dismantling them right now, a team that's never been to a TI, it's just impressive. Celery. The swap's in is good. Magic Missile onto Mirana, tries to throw an arrow out, but it's going to whiff. He'll jump in, clobber in the face, and run through Sumail as well.
He has the lead there, but I think he can't find the angle. He's like trying to click, but you can't turn. So he can't really find the angle to leap in. I mean, Viking are completely rolling with this now. The typical, I would say, Viking fashion. They're gonna find even the telescope for the bench there, so definitely the best item you could hold.
Double
Adding more range to the swap, more attack range, everything. In conjunction with this, with the Vengeance Aura, you're gonna have additional bonus attack range. I mean, draw is now what?
Dire's
It's
bottom tower is
gonna be
under
sitting at
attack.
like 1,015.
That sounds about right. It's pretty high. And now, if the Drow wasn't high enough to find a kill before, with a DD and the perfect timing on Rose spawning, you now have to contend with Aegis and Cheese on the side of Viking.
Yeah, the Doom also. They're gonna find initiation onto the.
It's for Aramis. The Kono's going to go out, but that's just for the first life. It's not going to be good enough. The swap's going to come out. Ramsey's in trouble. The DD's still running. He's taking away too much damage. Has to BKB run away. Yes, they get Aramis, but the price is going to be mighty high. Someone goes down. Fireback's going to come out. Ramsey's able to time walk away again as the magic immunity does end, but Boom is hunting. He's looking for it. Toby's going to move in the Anchor Smash. The Doom is going to come out. And this Faceless Void is looking pretty done. Doom is going to be hit up by the arrow, but it doesn't matter. The arrow is coming out from Shadow, much more superior as they run them through. Triple kill for Boom. They'll keep hunting for more. They try and stun up Toby. Desire Smite also fall. Ravage thrown out to try and ensure it, and it will get the kill as they zone them into their fountain and force out the GG.
Yeah, I was really expecting them to tap it out there. Not really like I feel like these players to just sit there and game like this. Dropping some items, kind of adding on insult to injury. The Viking, I mean, with this draft, it's, you know, typical Viking fashion. I feel like they just, and they, I mean, they really gave him the business here. I'm really